everyone, Matt here with Tyk to show you how to add authentication and authorization to your GraphQL endpoints and APIs. So I've already created an API in a previous tutorial called Trevor Blades, and this uses the Trevor Blades countries GraphQL endpoint. I'm going to use this one to show you how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is come into this here, and I'm going to come down to authentication, and I'm going to switch this to Authentication Token. And this is perfect. So basically what this is saying is changing the authentication mode of the API can affect other users. So users that are currently using the API, that are using a keyless API, are now going to be forced to have this authentication token. And we're okay with that. So what we're going to do is click Update, Update API, perfect. Now we've got authentication token enabled on our endpoint here. The next thing to do is for us to create a policy. In policies here, I'm going to do add policy. I'm going to pick the Trevor Blades API, and I'm not going to set any API limits or quotas at this point, or any field-based permissions. We'll cover those in further tutorials. We're going to leave everything the way that it is, and the next thing we're going to come over to is configurations. So I'm going to call this, we can just call this TB-default policy. Policy state is going to be active, and I don't want this to ever expire, so I'm going to say key never expire. And that's all I'm going to do for this one. So next I'm going to click create policy. And now you'll see that a policy has been successfully created. Now I'm going to come over to keys, and in key management you're going to see in the top here add key. I'm going to do add key, and I want to use TB default policy to issue this. And I'll see that I have this Trevor Blades policy here. I'm going to take a quick look just to make sure everything looks right. Yep, perfect. And then I'm going to do create key. Now a key has been created for me, so I'm going to click this here, which will copy it to my clipboard, and I will leave this up, and I'm going to come over to the playground. So now that I have this protected, when I issue this, this is a previous query that I had that worked when I had it open in keyless, but now I'm going to try and issue this again. And what you're going to see is authorization field missing. Now in the playground, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to put authorization, that, and then bearer, and paste in my API key here. Now when I issue this, I should get, my query should go through, and I should be able to retrieve the data that I want. And there we go. And that is how you add auth token security to your GraphQL API endpoints.